The Case-Schiller Home Price Index finding housing prices fell in December, but at a slower annual rate. And when adjusted for seasonal factors, they were actually slightly up for the month.
But our next guest says this is no reason to rejoice. She calls the housing market scary right now. Connie De Groot, a realtor in Los Angeles, joining us. Connie, I remember at the height of the real concern, you were actually pretty positive. What makes you concerned now?
Well, there's still big problems. I mean, it varies in different parts of the country, but we have about 15% of all mortgages that are in some state of default or foreclosure. We have about $11 trillion in mortgages. So if about 15% of that money is at risk, that is scary. We have high unemployment, and it doesn't seem as though we're going to have a whole lot of jobs created tomorrow. So there might be more trouble down the road. And we have commercial real estate taking a large hit where people have taken out loans for tens of millions of dollars, and they're asking that the lender reduce it by 50% or they'll walk. So we still have problems, but there are some bright spots throughout the economy and in housing, both in residential and commercial.
I was actually going to talk about one of the dark spots, people walking away, but let's talk about the bright spots of the economy because people are buying homes. A lot of people are putting cash down, right, Connie?
Oh, yes. And I mean, I love those kind of escrows because it's not as dramatic. It's very, very difficult with the current lending standards. I'm speaking fast because I know the segment is short. But with lending standards tightening and all the different things that the underwriters have to look through to approve a loan, we never really know exactly when we're going to close an escrow. So it's a lot easier if you have cash. So I have about 50% of my deals are all cash. Still today.
50, you said 50%?
50.
Wow.
50. I have a condo in escrow that's going to close $1 million cash.
Okay, it's just so credit is a nightmare still, Connie, you're saying.
It is. It is. Everybody in my industry is still complaining about it. Even if you're well qualified.
That's what I was going to say. If you've got a great FICO score still?
Yes, there's so many details. The underwriters ask for so many different things, and sometimes you get an appraisal, and then they want another one. I don't know why, and then they want a third one, a field appraisal. And so there's just there's a lot of red tape, a lot more than there used to be. It's making it a little more confusing.
What is the bottom line for getting a mortgage, by the way? Is it impossible to get anything for less than, say, 15% down or 10% down? What?
If you don't, my personal take on this, if you don't have 20% down and if you don't have reserves for about 6 months to cover all your expenses, you really need to sit on the sidelines and you really need to wait. I think the best thing we can do to stabilize housing is to get really well-qualified buyers to purchase these properties, and if that means letting some of these properties sit vacant for a while, then that would be the best thing for housing in the long run.
Do you think we're going back, Connie, to our bad ways in that we are allowing people for certain FHA loans to only put down 15, 10%?
I never thought that was a good idea. I never did, and I'm hoping that people will just see that they will take it as their own responsibility to have more down before they move forward.
I wish, right? I mean, but we don't see people doing that. They'll go right back to their old ways, which became the huge problem that is subprime.
Yes, no, people have to have more patience. They have to have more patience with this economy. The free market is at work. Investors are seeing real buying opportunities and buying, many homes and commercial properties because there are great deals. But if you are not well qualified, if you can't afford to do it, then I would prefer you wait until you can. There'll be opportunities next year and the year after. There always are.
It's so bad that people are walking away from homes that they have 20 years of equity in. That story that you told is just extraordinary. Connie, we got to have you back. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Connie De Groot, Beverly Hills Real Estate.